Well, hello and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. This is episode 121, and today's date is May 28th, 2024. My name is Beverly Thompson, and I'm here with A.J. Royce. Hello, everybody. Well, welcome, everyone. More times are going on right now. Okay. I got another call coming through this line. I'm sure hoping that you can all hear me. I know this does happen. But all right, I'm gonna continue. Both Royce and I today we did receive some insights, and I think it's as always it's interesting and explaining our insights. You've explained it really well. I'm looking at Royce, so. Insights are what we go ahead.
From our higher self, the higher vibrational part of ourself that is more in that knowing frame, I guess you could call it, and it just flows through to our
consciousness.
There you go.
Into words.
Yeah.
And so today it's a feeling and into words. And again, these are our insights. And so even though we feel these are definite truths, but please use your own discernment. So if it resonates with you, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too.
Yeah, above all, use your own discernment.
Yes. Always listen to yourself.
About anything, especially the times we're living in right now.
Definitely. Definitely. Again, more, before we get into our insights, but, my gosh, look now what's going on in this world. I mean, you can talk about topsy-turvy, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? Why is that happening there? Is that really what's happening, such as Israel and the Rafah and the Iran? And, I mean, it's on and on and on, Taiwan, China. This, to me, it's a breakdown of the old world, and we're essentially what we're going to get into today.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome again. And, episode 121, this is season 5, so we've been at this for a while. And those of you who are listening, please share and comment too. So any experiences that you have, share those, because the more you share, others will share also. And then it may give us a little more to go on and with our insights. Is what interests you? What are you experiencing? Because we're all going through this process of awakening or of ascension, of higher integration of energetic influences, all of the above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into it right now. All right, here's my insight. Reconnaissance happening now. What that means, military surveillance is happening now. I didn't get where, but I think it's actually worldwide. So the military indeed is, now you can say there's a white hat military, a dark hat military. Yeah, probably both. That I do believe the light definitely is winning, so to speak. I know that term is used. But that doesn't mean that some of the darkness that we have lived through on this earth has totally left us, because it is, a lot of that is within us. And so it's for us to see that, even though it may be through others. And there are others, too, that are doing some abhorrent things. So, I think we'll find out a lot of what those are. And it's going to be hard on a lot of people once that is all revealed. Stay calm. We get that often. Stay calm as we're going through these processes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to the insight for today. And we did get, we both got something this afternoon. So it's fresh. All right.
Hot off the press.
Off the press, exactly. All right. Reconnaissance happening now. It said the forces of old are leaving your planet not to return. And American flags fly, but these same flags will be replaced with new symbols. And that's all I got on that. And, we can speculate, as you said, but I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. Or we haven't decided it yet.
Or as you get quite often, more to come.
Yeah, a lot more to come. So, all right. Thank you. All right. They said, I was hearing it is action time. What this means is the turbulence you are now experiencing will magnify, then disappear. Like, huh? and then I heard this magnification of old wars is not being embraced by the world's peoples. Their hearts are not in the old ways of doing things. This is by what many call the awakening process. The old ways do not fit your new bodies. So the old ways do not fit your new bodies. There is no fix. And that was really emphasized. There is no fix. It is the release of the old and embrace of the new. Let me repeat that. It is the release of the old and embrace of the new. So what is new in the new world? We've been talking about the new world, right? As we're transitioning to the new world right now. And here's, in addition to some of the other things that we've said in previous episodes, anyway, today was number one is a new sense of identity. And what that includes is expansion, being emboldened, being assured, confidence, and exploratory. So, different, but that really says a lot, and to me it's very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, expansion, being emboldened, It's so timid thing is, going out the window. And if you feel that way, that's okay. But you know what? You're going to say, heck no, I'm done with this, if you're done. So anyway, I'm going to carry on. All right, number 2 is a better understanding of life. So you're going to be seeing life with a new lens, so to speak. And number 3, expanded understanding of the cosmos. And I know, Royce, you've explained a lot about the cosmos and even life. You talked about the dot and the circle and the square, and through sacred geometry. And it's like, whoa, But there's so much meaning to all of that. And then 4th was an expanded understanding of God. So who and what is God? So, to me, it's very exciting. It's happening now. And remember, there's no fix. And going back to the so-called good old days.
Well, when you see what the new stuff looks like, the old, you won't want it.
Doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, it won't fit anymore.
Yeah, it's probably what I was thinking about yesterday. Just remember that. It's like, no wonder it came up. Things come into your mind. You're like, at least I do. But it's like, what do you say? A square peg doesn't fit in a round hole.
Yeah. Because
you're no longer that round hole. You're a square peg now. That's just a way to look at it because, we're not fitting. There's no fix to the old ways of doing things, of old ways of being, actually. So, all right. So that is what I have to share so far. And Royce, please go right ahead.
Okay, let me look at something that you wrote down here. Oh, a new sense of identity was your point 1 there. I heard someone speak on the news the other day. It was a man who was in prison at the time, and his daughter came to visit him, and she started asking him all of these questions. She had no idea who she was. She had no sense of identity because her dad had been in prison all this time, and that was actually one of the driving forces that made him want to straighten up and fly right, so he could get on with his life. Now he's a minister. but it's because of the questions that his daughter was posing. And one of the things that she said, she was looking at his handcuffs and shackles. That's how bad it was, even when she was visiting with him. She was wanting to know what is this, She said, I think you look stuck. And when you think about that, I think a lot of us are feeling that way. It's like we've gone as far as we can go with this old program. It's not working. We're stuck.
And we're loosening those shackles.
Yes. So it's like getting started with this whole new earth, whole new way of doing things, way of understanding, way of acting, way of living is a wonderful thing because the old way is restricted. We're growing, and we just don't fit anymore with that. So I thought that was kind of neat.
Well said. Okay.
Okay, Bev is motioning for me to go ahead with my insight. And as it happens quite often, our insights go together. We're saying practically the same thing from two different points of view, and little differences, but in general, that's the same thing. I always find that to be really neat. Here goes. Stay attuned to the highest energies, for the tumultuous nature of man and of beast are playing out upon the earth. This tumultuous nature no longer has a legitimate foundation to stand upon, and so it is loose upon the earth. It has been freed up, so to speak, from being a grounded part of the earth. Beware, for this energy is popping up, looking for a place to make its home. Let not its home be found within you. Keep the brilliant light of your innermost being emanating throughout your bodies and into your private dwellings. The darkness is repelled by the brilliance, for it cannot withstand the frequencies of life itself. The frequencies of light are the frequencies of life, but the frequencies of darkness are the frequencies of death. As the vulture feeds upon rotting flesh, so does the darkness feed upon the death of flesh and of spirit. Enliven yourselves with truth and the purity of love, and there will be nothing for the tumultuous energy to feed upon. Listen within your heart, and it will tell you where to go, what to do, and when to do it. For your heart is scripting the desires of your own path. Walk the path of your heart. Speak the words of your heart. Go where your heart leads you, mindfully discerning the good and the just. Peace be within you and all around you. Peace.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, one thing that that really talked about kind of being in your heart and let your heart be your lead. And you had said enliven yourself with truth, and using the heart, and that really means being totally honest with yourself.
Yeah,
totally, and with everybody else.
Yeah, when you use your heart and your mind together, that's when you really discern what is truth. what is good and just. So we have to use the heart and the mind together. Your heart alone can deceive you.
Yeah.
And your mind alone can deceive you. But using those two together, they balance each other and fulfill each other. And that's when you get to the meat of the thing. You really find out what resonates. So that's what I had to say about that.
Yeah, well, especially these turbulent times, and I think, what did you, tumultuous.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the same thing.
Yep.
So it's pretty interesting we both got that word, but that is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's people are calling it crazy times, and yes, it is. And some people say, I went out of here, and other people say, this is the most wonderful time to live, which it is, because we all came in to do the changes that are going on right now.
Yeah, to bring about this new earth.
Mm-hmm. And
exciting.
To me, it's real exciting. Even those that are playing the dark roles, notice the words, playing the dark roles, roles. And it's like they're playing these parts so we can see and differentiate. So when you go really into the soul of that person, to me, that can be intentional for this time, for us to realize some of the, we used the word last time, absurdities that are going on right now, because we're like, what? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's a lot of no sense stuff out there. And, the war and the Israelis, I'm just, okay, I'm going there just a bit. And
okay.
In that, regarding taking a side, I can't take a side. I don't know all the ins and outs of what those people are going through, but it's tough. And it's like, I'm just against any war. It's like, can you guys talk? Because we really want the same thing. And that's peace. I mean, I guess there are some people that are not comfortable with peace.
I think maybe some are playing out this tumultuous energy. That what I worded as tumultuous nature of man and of beast. That are, it has no firm foundation anymore. So it's rambling around before it's eradicated off the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's acting out.
It's being acted out. And I actually was remembering this over the weekend, and that was, I think it was before one of our podcasts. I was seeing this dark energy, and I believe I talked about it. But anyway, when I was seeing the dark energy, I was literally seeing it dissipate right before my internal eye. And then I was seeing strings, if I recall correctly, strings attached to something, and those strings were even disintegrating. And so there was nothing to hang on to of that old dark energy. There's no fix. So he'll say, we got to fix this country. We got to do this. We got to do that. I'm like, no, we're changing the country. We're changing the world. We're changing ourselves.
Yeah, that you said the most important part right there at the last. We're changing ourselves. That's where it begins. With ourselves.
That's really what it's all about.
Such a simple fix. just to change ourselves, and through that, it's like if you have faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. If you have just the tiniest urge to follow through with changing yourself,
well, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're actually doing it. And we're the courageous ones. We came here for a reason, to see this through.
Yep. I'm going to go back to something that my little friend, when I first met her, she was 4 years old. You've heard this before, but you're going to hear it again because it's really important. Her mom was trying to get her to eat something. She didn't want it. And so her mom said, just one more bite. No, Mommy, did you change your mind? And her mother said, no, I did not change my mind. And she responded with, well, if you change your mind, God will give you a new one, and you can have everything you want. Out of the mouth of a child,
Yeah. Wow.
Just to change our minds changes everything.
Because our minds, hurt minds, aren't changing, and connection of the heart with the mind, almost literally.
Yeah.
Because it's feeling to the heart. We're feeling that. And being humans and part of humanity, we have more compassion than many other beings, from what I'm hearing. I'm not saying that other beings don't have the compassion, but as we do, but we, humans do. Most humans.
Yeah, I've heard it expressed as the human sense of emotion, the ability to enact the emotions is quite something beautiful to behold, something unique.
Yeah, and remember, we're made up of quite a few different star systems, and so we're a grand mixture. And it's a big wow. And what we've been told over and over again, that all eyes are on Earth.
Yeah.
Because what happens here affects the whole universe.
Yes, it does.
And so, and we're all part of that big, what we would term a big universe. And so we're starting to understand ourselves, an expanded understanding of the cosmos, and even what or who or energy, what is God.
Yeah, the whole of it. With just looking at the Earth itself, we have quite an extended history here, and a lot of it some of it has been covered up on purpose, and some of it was covered up, I believe, not on purpose, but just because they didn't know what to do with it, and so it got stuffed in a corner. But there is so much that is being unearthed these days, and you don't have to look very far to find out some very interesting things that don't add up to what we think our history is. So our history is quite extensive, and it does not originate on planet Earth. We are we're quite extraterrestrial ourselves.
We're in these vessels, as you want to call it, these bodies, skin suits, all these words that have been used, skin suits. I don't necessarily care for that, but anyway, we are here, and we are doing our thing because we affect the whole of us, even though our bodies, or each of us, are an aspect of our total self. That's really understanding ourselves and God in a more expanded way. So anyway, chew on that one, and just start looking at yourself in a most beautiful way as each of us are going through these processes. I know with some of the energetic influences, the CMEs that we got to see recently, or the effects of those, and
the coronal mass ejections from the sun.
So I used to see saying CME, so thank you. And how that's affecting us at this time. And our bodies are reacting to either more sleep, or less food, more food, wanting to be out in the sun if we need that energy from the sun, which does assist with our body, those that can take that. If you feel like you want to get out in the sun, then do so, be it even for a few minutes.
And I'm enlivened by being out in the moonlight, even more than the sunlight. So we're affected differently by the different planets. So, just pay attention to your body.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to learn more from yourself. So that's really what's happening. We're learning more from ourselves. And that's a capital S, selves.
Yeah.
And you start looking at it from that angle, from that view. So, but it's us. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. And, go ahead.
I had just a little bit to add. Well, a couple of things. You had mentioned the magnification factor at some point in what you had to say today, but I just wanted to go into the thing about be careful what you focus upon, because when you focus on something, the energy between you and what you're focusing upon magnifies whatever it is that's between you and that focus, the object or person or whatever it may be. But when something is magnified, it's also magnetized. So if you want war to be something that abounds, focus all your energy on it and you'll see it just blossom everywhere. But if you would like to see something like peace abound, focus your energy there.
Because the wars are the old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Even though it's not in most places, it's not the tanks, it's not the guns, it's other ways of controlling us or trying to control us. And we're saying no more.
Yeah, so just be careful where you place your focus. Choose more mindfully what you would like to be plentiful. Focus there. Focus on that idea, on a concept, whatever it may be, if it's not something that's in reality yet, something of peace. Focus there.
And your own happiness, joy, bliss. It's there in the taking or experiencing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a better word of saying experience, because it's not out there somewhere. It's within us to realize we can be that. So to me, that's what being in heaven is. It's actually a state of being versus a place.
Okay, you brought up the key words that led into the other thing that I was going to mention. Last time I spoke a little bit about some sacred geometry. And if you listen back to last episode, I started with the dot. And when you expand, the dot is the all. So when you expand the dot, you have a circle. And you would think that circle would be space, but it's not. It's time. It's like you think of it like a dial, the face of a clock. And then around the circle, you place a square that fits snugly around that circle. Now, something that I did not go into last time was like the space when you look at that little drawing, in between the circle and the square, there are places in there where there isn't anything. It's just space. The square stands for space. But there isn't any time in that space. The circle does not expand out into the square all the way.
Into the corners.
That's right. So there is timeless space there. And that is another way of backing up what people have to say about those that they have seen who have passed over. They have most people will be seen to be like in their 30s, like in the prime of their life, and they are not aging at all. So it's timeless space, what people refer to as a heavenly state. So I just thought that was neat. Another way of looking at that drawing, very simple.
Yeah.
A lot of things apply to that.
Well, appreciate you explaining that.
Sure.
I think it helps everybody to visually see that, and then you roll it around in your mind and you start really getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just start, what is it and what is it not, and that's how you figure out what your thoughts are about it.
Keep the thoughts in love, joy, bliss, if you so desire. And I think most people on earth are wanting that, and that's why these, the old wars are not going to last that long, because there's nothing to hold them up.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold a lot of this stuff up artificially through the use of fear, and just be real careful going into any fear.
Yeah, and that's because the focus has been directed there to fear. And fear, focus on that, you magnify it, and you magnetize it.
There you go. If it takes you into taking action, then when you take action, the fear is gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Anyway, we'll see. See how this all unfolds, because it definitely is unfolding, and we're just finding more out about ourselves through this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. All right. Well, we'll be back. Our next episode will be recorded on June 7th. Did I get that right? I think I may have I've written down the wrong date.
14 days from today, which is the 28th of May.
Yeah. I think I wrote the 7th. I had some event that day, so I was like, oops. Oh, well. Anyway, 2 weeks from today. So thank you all, and blessings to each one of you. Again, do share. These are videos, even though you don't see us live, but do share, because we take this very seriously, and I think we bring up a lot of good points. So, and we will continue to do this, and anything that you would like for us to focus on, please let us know what that would be, and we'll see what comes up for us. And anything you want to share of any of your experiences would be appreciated too.
Yeah. And we just went through Memorial Day, and to all of those who gave their lives in
service.
Yes, in service for not only the United States, but clear across the globe, people who gave their all for the people they love. My greatest respect goes out to you and to your families, to your friends, with much gratitude. I am just overwhelmed with gratitude. There aren't words enough to express that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I want to tell all of you I am so grateful that you have stayed. Please try to stay longer. We need you. And I love you very much.
I love you all. And good night.
Good night.